Good evening. This is QTV News coming to you live from our studios on Kairaba Avenue. I am Asma Uba. Thanks for joining us. Here are the main news headlines. QCell Gambia, the leading and first Gambian-owned GSM company, launched the first ever 5G network in the country at an event on Friday presided over by President Adama Barrow. Over 200 students graduated at the American International University, West Africa on Saturday at a ceremony at the Sir Dawda Kairaba Jawara Conference Center in Bijilo. Today is the International Day for the fight against illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing. And in a report published on Wednesday, Amnesty International urged the Gambian government to take all necessary steps to eliminate illegal, unregulated and unreported fishing. In international news, we explore a commercial city in China that has become Africa's largest trading partner and a major destination for many African businesses. In sports news, the Gambia's Special Olympics team of athletes set to compete in the upcoming Special Olympics World Games in Germany later this month. The delegation briefed the media on Friday about their level of preparedness. Those remain headlines. Now the news in detail. Thank you for staying with us. QCell Gambia Limited, the leading and the first Gambian-owned GSM company, on Friday launched the first ever 5G network in the country at an event presided over by the President of the Republic of the Gambia, President Adama Barrow. The event, which was attended by senior government officials, service chiefs and international guests, was hailed as another milestone in the company's history. QTV's Ansumane Sonyasi was at the launch ceremony and he now reports.
On this high note, I now have the honor to declaring the QCell 5G network officially launched.
These memorable words by the President ushered in a significant moment in the history of telecommunications in the Gambia. This heralds the launch and commercial rollout of the first ever 5G network in West Africa by a Gambian-owned company, operated by Gambians and headquartered in the Gambia. For Q Group Chairman Mohamed Jah, this moment signifies the realization of the company's Sunyu Boss and We Innovate, Others Follow mantras. For President Barrow, it indicates the dawn of a new era and further cements his conviction that when supported, Gambians can achieve remarkable accomplishments that would be the envy of many. And as he pays tribute to the Q Group, he says the Gambia is proud and recognizes their significant contribution to national development, and went on to give assurances of his government's unwavering support at all times.
Today's launch marks yet another milestone in the country's transition program, and it is worth celebrating. This 5G launching ceremony across the country, a dramatic technical leap forward, and should motivate others to aim higher and achieve higher.
At the event, Q Group Chairman Mohamed Jah recounts his journey to the summit of the country's business sector, from his humble beginnings to becoming one of the country's leading entrepreneurs, boasting several multinational companies across various sectors. He says the launch of QCell's latest 5G network is a testament of his drive to make easy access and affordability of the latest technology products a reality for all Gambians. Among other things, he advocates for patriotism, the enactment of a local content bill that will help empower Gambian-led businesses and bringing quality but affordable services for customers. He also announces a new reduced on-net voice calls tariff regime and a new data bundle package to the delight of customers.
Today, QCell will be defying all odds because of the love of our country. Despite our small size compared to the sub-region, Gambia, and despite increasing operational expenses, I am happy, very happy today, to announce that effective midnight, it has already been effected. QCell will roll out our new reduced, more affordable tariff with innovative bundles. And this applies to both voice and data, designed to cater to the needs of all our customers.
Usman Ba, Gambia's Minister for Communication and Digital Economy, Solomon Alfonso Jusu Amiro, Sierra Leone's Deputy Minister for Communication and Digital Economy, and Liu Zenim, Hawaii's General Manager for West Africa, all hailed the launch of QCell's latest 5G network as a historic moment and went on to highlight how it will impact the telecommunications sector in the region.
It is with a great pleasure and excitement witnessing the launching of 5G generation mobile network referred to as 5G in the Gambia.
Today's launch of 5G by QCell does not only speak to QCell's ambition to evolve with technology, but I consider this as a critical move and being part of the broader continental strategy to position Africa as a major player in the fourth industrial revolution.
QCell is the first to introduce 5G in Gambia, and this is the beginning of a new era towards the digitalization and intelligence. As the topic today, 5G, welcome to the future.
There were other speakers such as Ahmad Jah, Chief Technology Officer at QCell, who explained how the 5G works, including that the first rollout only covers the following locations: Banjul, Bakau Fajara, Karaba Avenue, Senegambia and Bijilo. He also reveals plans to expand to other parts of the country. QCell is the brainchild of this industrious Gambian entrepreneur who specializes in providing quality, innovative IT services. Through his QuantumNet company, he established what is the country's first and only Gambian-owned GSM company. Under his stewardship, QCell began commercial operations on July 1, 2009, adopting the slogan Sunyubos, a catchy phrase in the local Wolof dialect meaning ours, and has since established itself as a leading establishment in the country's telecommunications industry. It is hoped that the launch of the new 5G network will have a great impact and make life easy for internet users in the Gambia. Antoine Nyasi for KTV News.
QCell Sunyubus We Innovate and others follow. Now, over 200 students graduated at the American International University of West Africa on Saturday at an event held at the South Karaba Conference Center in Bijilo. As Jennifer Sonko reports, the Q Group chairman Mohamed Jah was the guest speaker.
The American International University West Africa, Iowa, was established in the Gambia in January 2011 to contribute to greater access and quality tertiary education in the Gambia and beyond. The Vice-Chancellor of the university, Professor Maki A. Tal, outlined the various disciplines from which students graduated.
We will pass out a total number of 247 graduates with undergraduate degrees from the College of Nursing, BSN General Nursing, Midwifery, Anesthesia, and Peri-Op. From the College of Medicine and Health Sciences, we'll be graduating Doctor of Pharmacy and Pharmacy Technicians, and then also we'll be graduating the Bachelor of Science in Medical Laboratory Sciences and also medical laboratory technicians.
Dennis Shukla, the Chancellor of Iowa, reflected on how he started the university over 8 years ago and urged the graduates to take ownership of their future through education.
You have reached this stage because of your work, but also don't forget your family. They have really worked hard to put you through the school. And don't forget your community.
The speech by the chairman of the Q Group, Mohamed Jah, the guest speaker, served as great motivation to the graduating students, saying that one can make it in the Gambia. Mr. Jah told students how his father's words motivated him.
As I boarded the vehicle back home, all the kids in the village followed the vehicle, chanting my name and wishing me good luck. Because I was familiar, I played with them, I'm familiar with them. So and almost I can tell you at that time, nobody was wearing shoes. They were all barefooted, running after the car for almost half a mile or so. So I turned to Imam, my dad, and said, Baba, we used to call him, why are these kids running after the car for so long? And they are not wearing shoes. They might get wounded, so I was a bit concerned. The first time I asked the question, he did not answer. And I repeated my question, and I felt maybe he felt that I really want to know the answer. So he looked at me and said, Mohammed, do you know that these young kids running after the car, they have 5 senses like you? I said, yes. He said, do you know that if they were in school with you, some of them will beat you in class? I said, yes. He said, you know why they are running after the car and wishing me well? I said, no. He said, because they don't have the opportunity to go to school. Their parents don't have the opportunity to send them to school. And you have. So they are hoping that one day you will work so hard that you will change their lives. That touched me. I was a young boy, and I tell people that that is one of the things which changed my life.
Mr. Jaffodo urged the students to have strong values to guide them to achieve their endeavors.
Don't wait for your dad, don't wait for your friend to look for a work for you. You already have work, because your company is in your head. You have to promise yourself that as from Monday, my dad will not see me or my mom will not see me at home. And it doesn't matter which type of work you do. You can start from somewhere and end up to what the discipline you studied. As I said, I'm a technology guy, I have a bank. But just fill your time. Make sure that you are busy.
The chairman of the Q Group, Mohammed Jah, donated $200,000 through the Iowa Students' Union. The job market is extremely competitive and skilled employees are in high demand, which highlights the importance of a university education. There is no doubt that these graduating students will continue to bridging the capacity gaps in the country. Reporting for QTV News, I am Jennifer Sonko.
That story by Jennifer Sonko takes us to a commercial break, but when we return, we have more local, international, as well as sports news stories for you. Do stay tuned.
The future is now with QCell's 5G network. Experience speeds like never before with our new 5G Rocket Fixed Internet plan. Get speeds from 10 Mbps to 100 Mbps. Your 5G-enabled devices. Walk into QCell headquarters to get one of our 5G routers and experience the true feeling of 5G. Only with QCell. QCell brings you the future. Tech, innovation, incredible speed. The future is now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyabus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Technology has always been at the forefront of our lives, and the way we use it has evolved drastically over the years. With the advent of 5G internet, we are entering a new era of technological innovation that promises to transform the way we live, work, and play. 5G internet is capable of providing data speeds up to 100 times faster than 4G, making it the ideal solution for streaming high-quality videos, playing online games, and downloading large files on the go. 5G internet is already transforming cities across the globe, powering smart cities, self-driving cars, and virtual reality experiences that were once thought impossible. 5G internet is also paving the way for Internet of Things, allowing for seamless connectivity between devices and the creation of a truly connected world. For the first time in the Gambia, QCell is bringing tomorrow's technology to you today with the launch of QCell 5G Internet. Get ready to experience the out-of-this-world wonders of QCell's 5G Internet. For more information, call 111. QCell. We innovate, others follow.
QCell brings you the future with our ultimate bundles. Enjoy the best voice and data bundle plans in one package. Get unlimited data packages with flexible validity and enjoy what true internet feels like. Get 30 minutes of on-net and off-net calls with 5 gigabytes of data for just $350. Or get bigger bundle packages from 10 gigabytes to 20 gigabytes with over 100 on-net and off-net voice calls and enjoy the fastest internet speed in the Gambia. You can also buy 1-day, 3-day or even 7-day packages and enjoy unlimited data bundles with uncapped speeds. Just dial *343# today and experience the limitless capabilities of the QCell network. *343# should be your favorite code to dial now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell. We innovate, others follow.
A Welcome back. Thank you for joining us. Again, thank you for being there. This is QTV News if you're just tuning in, and I am Asma Uba. Now today, the 5th of June, is International Day for the fight against illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing. And in a report issued on Wednesday, Amnesty International is urging the Gambian government to take all necessary steps to eliminate illegal, unregulated and unreported fishing, combat overfishing and increase the transparency of fishing agreements to protect local communities. Lena E. Gwinyiba has the rest of that story.
UK-based Amnesty International, an international non-governmental organization focused on human rights, observed firsthand some of the impacts the scarcity of fish and the activities of fish meal and fish oil factories, FMFO, have on the community. Thus, in June 2021 and March to April 2022, conducted research in Banjul and the coastal region of Sanyang, which is both a tourism hub and a center for fishing, where a large fish oil factory is also located. According to Amnesty, the situation in Sanyang is particularly there. In addition, they report the presence of foreign-owned industrial boats, which sometimes carry out illegal fishing. Nessim Fishing and Fish Processing Co. Limited, Nessim, a foreign-owned FMFO factory, was built in the community at the end of 2017 and started operating in 2018. Michelle Iken, a researcher, emphasized the importance of the fishing industry to the country and highlighted some issues faced.
The fishing industry is quite important in Gambia, as over 300,000 people, that is about 11% of the population, directly or indirectly rely on it for their livelihood. However, the practice of large canoes working exclusively with Nessim Fish Meal Factory, as well as foreign industrial boats, creates steep competition for local artisanal fishermen. The size of the mesh for the nets of the big canoes are actually quite small, smaller than the one used by local artisanal fishermen. Those nets are able to catch all types of fish, including juvenile fish. Now, catching juvenile fish can be dangerous because it prevents the sea from replenishing itself.
The delegation interviewed 63 people, including Nessim fishing and fish processing workers, members of civil society organizations, government officials, hospitality staff, and other affected members of the community. At first, some members saw the arrival of the factory as an economic opportunity. However, Yusuf Ajase, an activist, and Solomon Senghor, a restaurant owner, speak about the impact the factory has had on the community.
They misinformed them, telling them that they will employ over 400 youths in the community. The expectation was not met.
Fish supply is affected, meaning if most of the fish is being exported, that means the fish that could have come to our market will be in short supply. That means the price will go up.
The primary species targeted by FMFO factories are sardinella and bonga fish, which are essential to both the livelihood of coastal communities as well as being hitherto affordable source of protein. Michelle Iken highlights the consequences of overfishing.
There have been a few incidents of dead fish crowding the beach because fishermen who have not been able to sell excess fish to the fishmeal factory dump those fish into the water. Another important consequence of overfishing is the fact that it can create a food security issue for the locals.
The socio-economic and environmental impact of overfishing in Gambia are counter to the country's obligations under the International Covenant on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights and the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, specifically regarding the right to food, the right to work and the right to health. Reporting for QTV News, I am Lena E. Gwinyiba.
Let's now take a look at international news. Now, EU, a commercial city in China, has become Africa's largest trading partner and a major destination for many African businesses. EU is home to the world's largest wholesale market for small commodities. According to the World Bank, and the city trade with Africa is in 2022 reached nearly $12 billion. QTV's Momodou Lamin Choi visited EU and sent this story.
A city called Yiwu is a major commercial hub in the Zhejiang province of China. The international trade city covers an area of more than 4.7 million square meters with more than 70,000 shops and is China's largest export base for small commodities. Being the world's largest wholesale market for small products enables Yiwu to export commodities to at least 219 countries and regions with an annual total export of more than 570,000 standard containers. In a friendly and accommodating business environment, Yiwu has been the go-to destination for many African businesses. More than 2,000 African businesses are based in Yiwu, and 95,000 more enter the commercial city every year, making it Africa's largest trading partner. Chu Son is the president of the Yiwu China and Africa Chamber of Commerce. We are cooperating with many African enterprises here. About 70 to 80% of the trade volume in Yiwu went to Africa. Also, we invest in Africa and have established factories on the continent. Africans doing business in China have found the ideal trade environment in Yiwu and have become shining examples of China-Africa trade relations. Islam from Egypt is among the African businessmen who have settled and are doing business in Yiwu, where he has been for 6 years. When I came to Yiwu, I barely could speak any Chinese, but over the past 6 years, I have found Chinese to be important, so I learned it in my school. After that, I find it very convenient to live in China. I have made friends from other countries, including Africans doing business in Yiwu. I think Yiwu is not only a city, but a big market. You can buy anything you want. Zhejiang province, where Yiwu is located, has businesses making significant investment in Africa, some of which last year announced a plan to bankroll 26 projects in Africa worth $8.1 billion to boost trade with the continent. Mohamedou Bassirou Pouy, a Senegalese national, is a business owner based in Yiwu, where he has lived for 10 years. He is also the General Secretary of the Yiwu China and Africa Chamber of Commerce.
China is the leading partner of Africa right now. And from my own perspective, I think the more time we go, the more the business will get better and better. Because most of our resources that we have can find market in China, and also what are we looking for in terms of trade, we can find it in China. So I can say that we need each other.
To balance trade, China implements a duty-free policy for goods from dozens of African countries. The new policy includes over 8,800 commodities, with China aiming to increase African imports to $300 billion by 2025. Mahmoud Lamin Choi, QTV News, Beijing.
From international, let's take a look at sports news. The Gambia's Special Olympics team of athletes are set to compete in the upcoming Special Olympics World Games in Berlin in June 2023. Ahead of their departure, the delegation briefed the media on Friday about their level of preparedness. Momodu Gajaga attended and he now reports.
2 athletes are set to represent the Gambia at the Special Olympic World Games in Berlin from the 17th to the 25th of June 2023. After months of preparations, the athletes and officials are looking forward to compete at the most inclusive sporting event for persons with intellectual disabilities. Driss Bensouda, chairman of the Special Olympic Games Gambia, gave an update.
So this year we're going into our 3rd international competition in Berlin and hoping to bring back all gold, not so?
Yes.
So we're doing the Go Gambia movement, and we're looking forward to the support of the communities and the general public, all of you out there. As you know, we are a non-profit organization. We rely entirely on support from the private and public sector. So we encourage you to support us to help and develop these young athletes who are individuals with learning disability.
This will be the 3rd international competition in which Gambia's Special Olympics team has competed. The Gambia won gold and bronze medal in athletics at the Abu Dhabi Games in 2018. A year later, They won 2 gold and 1 silver medal at the Special Olympics Pan-African Games. Omar Toure, head of delegation to Berlin, spoke about the team.
We're traveling as a delegation of 6. So we have 1 medical personnel that is going with us, the head coach, Pamudun Jai, and the assistant head coach, which is Catherine Moret. Yeah, and our 2 beautiful athletes, Anna Mariam Baji and Yaya Koli. So I guess the country is ready to, shout out and support us in our preparation of going to Berlin.
The 2 athletes, Anna Marie Baji and Yaya Koli, will compete in the 200 and 100 meters respectively. After months of preparation, they appeared to be in good shape to represent their country on the world stage with pride.
Now, very happy for run and 1 meters and 2 minute race for the Gambia. So I am very happy for the Special Olympics.
Catherine Moret, coach of the athlete, says she is optimistic of winning medals.
We're ready, we're fit, we've been training for months, we're prepared, we know that we're going to go and come back with gold medals, all gold this time, because the level of determination these kids have towards the games and towards the preparations we've had in trainings, past training sessions throughout every weekend for the past months, should not fail us. So by God's grace, Berlin 2023, we're coming back with gold medals for the Gambia.
Both athletes expressed excitement to compete in their various track events and are expected to do well. Having come back with medals from previous games, these representatives will be hoping to emulate past triumphs. Umudu Gajaga, QTV News.
We wish them all the best of luck. That's all we have for you in this news bulletin. Join us again at 10 p.m. for more news. Thanks for watching.